And it's
Absolutely,
so cool to
absolutely.
learn from you.
Yeah, and I would
Welcome.
like my aunt was just here and she won't make it home in time. So this I know she was very interested in this too because she's struggling too. It's just the fall time is just
Yeah,
so hard.
it is. Yep. Well, she can
We're,
watch it on YouTube.
we're going to
Yeah.
give you lots of good stuff. Welcome to the Nurse and the Psycho Show with myself, Lana Anderson Royce, and I'm the psychotherapist. And we have Margaret,
Hello.
who is the nurse.
Mhm.
And today we are talking about seasonal changes. During changes of season, a lot of times we can get out of balance and off our equilibrium. So I'm going to be talking in Ayurvedic terms. And so Ayurveda is the science of life. It's a 5,000-year-old healing wisdom tradition that incorporates our whole being, mind, body, emotions,
Mhm.
spirit, everything. It's a holistic approach to healing. So it doesn't just say one thing is going to help you. It's a lot of things, but super simple things. So right now we are moving into what's called Vata season. And there's three doshas. Three doshas are mind, body, constitution. And everyone was born with a dosha into this world. So when they came out of the womb, you were born with a specific dosha called your prakruti. And that is your essential nature where we always want to come back to. But because of our society, our crazy world, everything about what happens, we get off track. But we need to come back into our prakruti. Our off track is called vakruti. So for example, my dosha that I was born with, I am a Vata Pitta. It's Vata, Pitta, Pita. So those are the two things that I need to continually be balancing. So how do you find out about your dosha? Well, you can contact the Nurse and the Psycho Show. So you can reach out to us. We'll help you find out your dosha. And with your dosha as well, it goes with nature's rhythm. So everything in Ayurveda is all about nature and how we rhythmly go through nature, like our circadian rhythms. Everyone has heard about circadian rhythms, and we get up at the crack of dawn, right? That's when we get up, when the sun rises. We go to sleep when the sun comes down. Flowers open and bloom in the sunshine, they close at night. All the animals, if you start to get in tune with the vibrations of nature, then we start to get more in equilibrium. So right now we are in Vata season, which is the elements of air and space. So you might notice more wind, cold coming in, crispness coming in, dryness coming in, all of those elements. If you are a Vata dosha, you already have those elements of air and space within your being. So imagine you add more Vata into that, then it's like, right, then you're really drying out. And then you're really crisping up. And then you're really feeling constipated. All of those things, Vata on top of Vata on top of Vata. It's going to get us out of balance. Same with, say, for example, Pitta. Pitta is fire and water elements. And so during the summer, which is Pitta season, if you add, let's say, for example, hot yoga, and you're a Pitta dosha, in the summer Pitta season, hot is going to get you out of balance, and it's going to show up skin inflammation, rashes, irritability. So it will show up in our bodies through our doshas. So Vata season right now, crisp, cold, things are moving. So with all of the movement that's happening with fall, anxiety, right? We can't shut things down. Movement of thoughts, movement, everything's going so fast. And so how do we quiet it down? We're going to balance it out with kapha. And that's Kapha, kapha dosha. Kapha, we want to add more earth and water elements. The earth elements to balance out what's going on with the vata season is going to really help balance you out. So the earth elements might look like taking a restorative class, a yoga class, calming, quieting, getting really juicy in that, having a hot cup of tea before or after the class, that things are going to get really warm. You want it warm and calming and quieting. There's also things that you can do with your digestion. You can, like for me, I love to eat an apple in the summer. It's perfect to balance my vata pitta. But in the fall, which is great because they're in season, right? There's apples galore. There's apple orchards you can go to. But for me, with my vata, it can actually increase my vata dosha and get me out of balance. So instead, I might bake my apple. So I just maybe throw it in the oven, right? And then eat it that way. And that's going to be so much more nourishing to my constitution. For vata dosha, you want sweet, sour, and salty foods to balance you out more when you are out of balance and in the season. Sweet, sour, salty are the elements more of earth and water. So it doesn't mean sweet cookies, cake, and ice cream, even those are really good. It means more like a baked apple, cooked squash, like a butternut squash with some ghee on it. Clarified butter is going to really kind of bring that earth element into your constitution. You can cook some cauliflower or broccoli, things that are really warming. The salty part, then you add a little sea salt on there. The sour part, especially that baked apple, the baked apple like gets at all of those sweet, sour, salty. And so with that, you want to avoid pungent foods, bitter and astringent. So when I talk about that, we have 6 tastes that land on the tongue. So you notice kids, they have more sweet taste buds on their tongue. So that's why we don't want them to get used to that, because they can really get addicted fast because they have so many sweet taste buds early on. And that's for the taste of the mother's milk, because they want that mother's milk because it's sweet. We don't want to substitute it with this garbage that we put out there, right? The mother's milk is the beautiful sweet taste to nourish baby. As we get older, our sweet taste bud lessen, but if we get that craving in there early on, because we have so many sweet taste buds, then that can be a problem. So sweet, sour, salty, bitter, astringent, pungent are the 6 tastes that land on the tongue. And there's actually different areas on the tongue that capture the different tastes on that. When you have each of the 6 tastes in a meal, you're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to feel nurtured. You're going to feel satiated. But during vata season, we want a little bit less of the bitter, astringent, and pungent, because that's going to get you out of balance. Bitter, astringent are like your kales that are not cooked. It's that raw food. It's like a salad that is not cooked. So I know, right? And I love salads. Salads for the pitta in me during the summer, perfect. So perfect. But right now, it's going to get me out of balance. So instead, I might have cooked kale. So maybe cook it a little bit, have something broken down a little bit more for your digestion. That's the biggest part in Vata is we have trouble digesting foods as easily. And with that too, the digestion is called your Agni, it's your digestive fire. So if you're a Vata dosha in Vata season, we want to help that Agni, that digestive fire, we want to get it stirring around by cooking our foods just a little bit. So when it's raw and not cooked, we're cold, we're hard, we're dry, and then you put it in and it's hard and cold and dry. So we want to cook it just a little bit to get that fire going, and it's not so hard then to our constitution in Vata season. Is this all kind of making sense?
It
And
does.
then when we get to
Yes.
winter, then something different. Can I give you a little mudra
Yeah.
for digestion too? So that
Yeah.
because our digestion is probably one of the most important things, and Margaret can, talk more
It is
about.
the most important.
That's
talk about
that
details
mind
of
gut
digestion.
health.
Ganesha. Ganesha is this beautiful elephant. That's what this mudra is called. So you want to bring the left hand forward, the right hand forward, and then just squeeze, clasp, right thumb is on top. So on the inhale, we inhale, relax. On the exhale, pull, 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 pull. And inhale, relax. Exhale, pull. Inhale. Exhale, pull. And you would do that about 5 to 6 times if you're feeling you need a little support for digestion. That can make a really big difference to a Vata's digestive system. A Vata has the most sensitive digestive system of all of the doshas. So like a Pitta can pretty much eat a battery and they'll be fine. Like literally, because they can break it down.
I have a question. So like when I was at the grand reopening thing this weekend, I did the PRAKUTI quiz.
Prakruti.
Okay. And so like I scored a 30 Vata, a 36 Pitta, and a 24 Kapha.
Yeah.
So that would make me a Pitta Vata?
Yeah, you're Pitta Vata. Yes.
Okay.
You are, because I know you. So, and I've seen your whole mind body constitution. So we look at everything, and then we can do pulse checks too. But I know that you're a Pitta Pitta
Okay.
Vata. So even though Pitta leads for you, you still can get Vata imbalanced.
Mhm.
Like that's where you have a tendency to get Vata imbalanced. So now that we know that, we can head it off early to help with that. And you notice, Erica, like for you, like touch you like touch, right?
Yes.
And
yes. Huge.
For Vata, that touches, it's warm, right? It feels nourishing and good. So like getting a nice big kapha hug from someone who is that you can just lean into, it can help ground you during Vata season. So that's
I need to find myself a Kapha.
Well,
Okay.
can I jump in here for a second? I have a suggestion. I told you I could help you, Erica. Like
Okay.
I've got what she's got, right, Lana?
Okay.
But I don't have any big person I can hug or anything. You know what I do? When I take my walk in the park, I find the biggest tree and I ask it. I say, could I please have a hug? And literally, I've been doing this faithfully for the past like 4 times I went for a walk. I go to the same tree because I don't want
Yeah.
there to be trouble in the forest, you know. Um, so I go to the same tree, but it really helps. It
That's a
does.
good idea.
It helps. It's like it seems crazy, but I walk away and I'm like, that felt so nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so try it.
Okay, I
Try,
will.
try a tree.
And you're literally adding earth elements,
Yeah.
like literal earth elements in there. That's beautiful. Yeah.
You know what I love about this, Lana, is the little things that literally, like that thing that you said, like you could do that at any time during the day,
You could be at a
any place that
stoplight, you could be at your desk.
exactly. Yeah. That's what I love about this stuff. I mean, you could be
Mhm.
anywhere and just see a tree and be like, yep, I'm gonna go for it. You know, you don't need expensive equipment, you don't need all this stuff. There's so many wonderful ideas that we have. Like
But that's
Lana's
what
got a
that's
million.
over, over the years, that's what we're trained, big pharma and all that's, that
Exactly.
this is
Yeah.
all you need, all these expensive medications
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all this stuff where really you just need to slow the hell down and
Right. Yeah.
understand your body.
That's a quick
Yes.
fix. I mean, we all
Mm-hmm.
know that. You pop a
Yeah.
pill, like, oh, my back is bothering me or something. You pop a pill, something. There are other, like Lana can tell you a million different stretches and poses. There's just little things that you can do that will immediately help you,
Mm-hmm.
without putting all this crap in your body.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Ganesha mudra too, it activates your fire element. So
Yeah.
that's
So it's
really
a
good
twofer.
to like burn stuff away,
Hmm.
like literally burn stuff away. So if you're not feeling well too, that can help burn that away.
So when you take a breath, you pull, or when you breathe, you pull, and when you release, you relax, right?
When you inhale, relax.
Inhale, relax.
And on
Okay.
the exhale, pull.
Exhale, pull. Okay.
Inhale, relax. Exhale, pull. Almost to the point of shaking a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I love that, Margaret, about the tree. If you can't step outside or it's cold or something, you don't want to go outside, you can also do Malasana Malasana heart-centered squat.
Oh,
Yep. So you can do a heart-centered squat that can add some of that earth energy in there.
perfect.
Yes. And then for the routine throughout the day, and I know Margaret has some stuff to add to this too. I'm kind of talking a lot. First thing in the morning, first thing, of course, is RPM, Rise, P, meditate. But after that, or during that, grab a cup of hot water and add a little ginger for digestion too. And that's going to add a little heat.
Water, ginger. Okay.
And I just say the hot water and the ginger just for those warming properties first thing in the morning to get sludge moving along.
Good way to fire the furnace up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Margaret, you were talking about a tea before too.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do my shameless plugs here. Okay. So I am having a cup of tea right now. So let me just give you a little backstory of what I'm gonna be addressing here is like sleep, because sleep is a huge problem for me all the time.
Mine just started.
Yeah. And especially, I mean, and wait till they turn the clock back. Don't even get me started. So for years and years and years, I was prescribed Ambien to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So the normal dose is 1 milligram that you would take. By the time I had stopped it. I was at the point I was taking 12.5 milligrams of Ambien to help me sleep. So you can imagine the challenge it's been for me the past few years trying to find ways to sleep. And Mark and Lana will know because I like pace. Good thing I got the castle to myself because I'm pacing the floors and rolling toilet paper and doing towels, right, Lana? I'm crazy.
And Margaret is a Vata Pitta dosha,
Okay.
mostly Vata.
Okay. I thought we were friends. So anyways, I have this tea. It's marshmallow mint, and I got it when I had some reflexology done the other day.
Okay.
So I have been really focusing on self-care, like big time, but not pedicures, manicures, getting your hair done, did none of that stuff. Get some good stuff done. So
Yep.
the reflexology was wonderful. And the woman, Lisa Hogan, also makes her own tea. So that's what I'm drinking right now. So again, anything that we talk about, you guys can always reach out to us for more information. But there's also a lovely girl. Her name just happens to be Margaret, but she goes by Meg. So we're like Margaret squared. But she has Sunrise Healing Botanicals, Meg Ramez. And she's a herbalist and a yoga teacher, and she makes a lovely tea. Sweet Serenity, uplifting relaxation. So this is really nice. And again, I'm shamelessly plugging. I take a couple of these drops. It's called Sweet Dreams. I got this through Meg too. She's the one, it's from Wise Woman Herbals. And last but not least, before I go to bed, I take a couple of Bio Relax. So
Yeah, the Bio
again,
Relax.
yes.
What's that?
This is a tablet. I take a couple of capsules before I go to sleep. It's from Purium. And
It's from who?
Purium. You can reach out to Lana and she can give you all of this stuff. You don't have to
Okay.
worry about it.
Yeah, I'll
She'll put
send it
everything
to
in
you.
Dropbox or whatever. Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff because I can't even send an email. It's terrible. But these are just things that I've been adding to my routine or whatever you want to call it. And I have to start early too. That's why I'm having the tea now. Because you don't like take all this stuff and then go to bed. You really
No.
should give it, like I take the tea about an hour and a half to 2 hours because it takes a while to sip. And then I'll add the sweet dreams to a little bit of it. And then maybe an hour before bed, I'll take a couple of the bio relaxes with then also focusing on back to, I'm lobbing it back to you, Lana, the breathing,
Mhm.
the getting that mind in the state. This is what happens to me. The second I lay flat in that bed, my mind goes, oh, party time. My body's like, oh, but my mind's like, did you do this? Did you check that? What about this? What about, and I'm like, oh, and I just can't get it to stop. So Lana has tons of great breathing and focusing techniques that she can share.
That Corey.
No, it's Paige's going to bed.
Oh, yes. Yes, the breathing. I would do a relaxing breath. So shorter on the inhale, longer on the exhale, just focusing shorter on the inhale, longer on the exhale. And if it helps you to focus on something, you can do the count of 4 inhale and a count of 6 on the exhale. Because that's that relaxing breath that starts to bring you down. Mhm.
I also did a session the other night with a wonderful woman I met here, Yoga Nidra session. I did it with Julie, and that was exactly what she was doing with me. She was getting me to like count in my head, like count backwards from 54. 54 when you breathe in, 54 when you breathe out. And what actually happened to me, which was really, really interesting, is I almost felt like I was just kind of hovering above my own body. And I was barely even breathing and I couldn't even feel my heartbeat because she was like, okay, listen, to the sound of your heart and you're breathing. I'm like, I'm not breathing and I don't have a heartbeat. I think I'm dead. But I was just in such a state of relaxation and meditation that I wasn't even aware of my own body function. It's like it was really, really, it was a great experience. So that's another thing I'm encouraging people to do right now is say, I want an early Christmas present. Let me get a good massage, or you know what I mean? When people are like, what do you want, or this or that, or my kids are always like, well, what can we do for you? You can let me go get my feet rubbed. you know
Yeah.
you can hook me up with that, because if we don't love ourselves, especially in these struggling times, because it's literally like like a black hole. I don't think that people that don't experience it can really understand what we're going through, because we look normal and everything around us seems normal, but inside, for me anyways, I'm just like, this is not okay. It's
Mhm.
almost like a sense of panic, knowing
Mhm.
what's coming, like the cold and the dark. And it's just so, it gets into my head,
Mhm.
it messes with my head. So
Yeah.
that's why, like, as much as possible, even, I mean, the weather hasn't been tragic here, but I make myself get out every single day. I drive down the street. It's a 5-minute drive. And I call it my office now, because that's where I meet people to talk about stuff. I'm like, meet me at my office. And we walk. And once you're walking, you get warm. It's not too bad. You hug a tree, and then you get back in your house, your car, into your house, and have a cup of tea.
Mhm.
It helps. And it also kills a little time, because
Yep.
around the 4 o'clock hour is like the creepy time for me. Like 4 to bedtime is when it hits me really hard. The daytime, I can kind of do laundry and dishes and, that busy work on your
Mhm.
laptop, all that stuff. But around the dinner time and after for me. So I go around 3:34 to kind of offset, because I know it's coming.
Yeah.
You know?
So Erica, I will follow up with you on the BioRelax and then the
Okay.
apothecary. I think I talked to you before about
Yes.
the
Yep.
apothecary. The
Mhm.
apothecary is, and these cherries are like royalty. They're like the best of the best.
Okay.
So I think it was you, it might have been someone else that was asking, can I just buy it from the store? And I said, no.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
No, you
No,
can't.
no, don't buy that from the store because it probably has glyphosates in it,
Yep.
pesticides. And so it's probably going to do more harm than good. So I want to
Yep.
make sure you got the good stuff so that it's going to actually
Yep.
be helpful.
You know what's
Okay.
funny about that, Lana? I was using that also, but as the colder kind of season started, I just, my body was like, not today. No. But what I found that is I warm it, but like instead of adding room temperature water, if I add warm water to it, then
Yes,
it's okay. But
yes.
because you got to refrigerate it. So when you're drinking it, even if you have to add water to it.
That's,
Or do you do shots of it, Lana?
I put it in my shake.
I was gonna say, are you and
Yeah.
Mark kicking back doing shots? Hey, here's to you, honey.
Sometimes, but you're right. It is. It's like because the cold
Yeah.
to put it in a hot water or with your tea.
Yeah, just
Put it with the
warm.
tea.
I think just a little bit, not like hot, but just like a kind of almost a tea that's been sitting around a little bit. And it's
Yes.
it's wonderful. I really enjoy it. Yeah.
All right. Well, any other questions, Erica? Anything that,
No. No. Nothing more.
all
And
right.
Erica, you can always reach out to me anytime, sweetheart.
Okay.
Because
Perfect.
again, it's sometimes it's really helpful when you don't have to explain to somebody how you feel.
Yep.
Like it's that funny wiring thing, right, Lana?
Yep.
Yep, that you just don't have to explain. They already know, they're on that level with you, so it's helpful. And I'd be happy to
Awesome.
share all of my pearls of wisdom with you.
Well, thank you very much.
You're
Hugging
very
you.
welcome. Thank you
I'm-
for coming
I'm
onto the
hugging
show.
you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Awesome.
our next week is going to be on Thursday at 7 p.m. And the topic is going to be announced.
Oh, drum roll, please. Then that's 8 p.m. Boston time.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for watching,
Awesome.
everyone. And click on the subscribe below, right?
Like, subscribe, share.
Down there somewhere.
Help us. Yeah, help us help every other people.
Yes. Please share with
That's
others.
how you do.
I hope this was helpful, Erica.
Thank you so